let's talk about filling your database with sellers, right? So, if you guys haven't heard of StreetText, it's my favorite fun tool that I talk about all the time. But I've been using them for 5 years, and I've probably generated, I don't know, 50,000 seller leads in my database. Like, I like to generate leads, but I feel like the more people you get into your database and you keep in contact with them and they see your videos and they see the home value every month, the more likely they are going to reach out to you when it is time to sell. So not everybody wants to sell this minute, right? We all know that. So it's more of a, they're raising their hand wanting to know their home's value, right? And then you're letting them know what it is. And then you're giving them tips and tricks on, getting their house ready to sell, just in case they're getting ready to sell, so you're just kind of trying to be that resource for them. So I'm going to share my screen and show you kind of what this looks like from the start. So this is StreetText. This is where I run all of my ads for my listings, for my videos. This is how I retarget my whole entire database, which is like 86,000 leads. This is how I retarget everybody that engaged with me on Facebook and Instagram and on my website. So it's like a full meal deal, but we are only talking about what's your home really worth today, because it is one of my favorite ads. So these are all ad bundles that I run for my listings, which we did talk about that a couple weeks ago. If you didn't see it, it's ad bundles or listing ad bundles. It's in our Tech Tuesday group. You can click on there. All the past replays are in there. So anyway, but this is the one we're talking about today. And this is what the ad looks like. Super boring. Here's a map of the area I live in. So yours obviously will be your map. And I have tried to put in really cool pictures of Las Vegas and stop the scroll photos and da 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 da. The map works the best in my area. So the thing is that you want to try what works for you. So maybe a sign in your area that resonate with people is going to be the best thing. The map thing is best for me. So also, depending on what area you're in, is how much your lead is going to cost, right? Sometimes I ran this ad in Tennessee and we got like 12 seller leads in, overnight, raising their hand wanting to know their home's value. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. And they were super cheap. All of them were super cheap to run. I think it was like less than $1. So depending on where you're at, like, is going to depend on the price point. If you are in California, I'm telling you right now, your leads are a little bit more expensive than mine. But like this one right here has, brought 54 leads in, but good thing I'm looking at it today. See how it has a red circle? It's telling me I'm paying too much for my leads. So I'm just going to turn it off, right? No big deal. Turning it off. So it already generated 54 leads, and now I'm just going to go run another one because sometimes it just loses some traction and you need to do that. So all I do is create a new ad right here, and I'm going to click on seller. These are all the ads that you can run through StreetText. There's PDF ads, there's list of homes ads, there's what's your home worth ads, there's a whole bunch of different ads. So this is how I narrow it down. I just click on seller because I want to do a seller one. And this is my favorite one right here. This one works really good. Obviously, this one works better because it is in first position, but I still like this one better. So this is the one we're going to work on. What's your home really worth? You just select it. And I'm not even kidding when I tell you this is the easiest ad in the universe to run. So I just love it. Oh, we don't want a video. Hold on. We don't want that one. Sorry. That was the wrong one. That one you could do too. And a lot of people do like a Google map that scrolls around their neighborhood and zooms right into their city. And they use that for that ad. This is the one that's not a video. What's your home really worth? So we're going to select that. Okay, so right here, you're just going to click select map image. There's my map. I usually add a little bit of terrain just to make it look a little, better. I don't know. I'm seriously like hung up on the map being the boringest picture ever. But like I said, it does work best in my area. So then I just click drop a pin and I type in Las Vegas and we work this whole section, right? So I do a 50-mile radius because we work all the way to Pahrump, Locadale, Boulder City, everywhere. So I do a 50-mile radius, done. Next. And then I change this to a 3. So I do a $7 a day, and then I do a 3 split test. The reason we do a split test is because even though it's the same picture, the same words, the same area that I selected, right? There's always going to be one that does better than the other two. So I do that for a couple days, then I hop in, I turn off the 2 that aren't doing as good, and I keep the 1 that is doing good and keep it running. So this already has all of my tags in it, but if this is the first time you ran this ad, you would want to say create new tag and call it a home value, or what's my home worth ad, whatever you want to call it. That way, when it comes into your database, you know which ad they clicked on, okay? So I don't need to do that because I already have tags. In this managed AI, so this one you can say when the lead goes over $10, or you might want to put a 20 there if you're in California. Pause the ad, or you can have it relaunch the ad using AI generated creative. So like, say, remember how my ad turned red, right? If I would have had this on right here, it would have relaunched for me because we're relaunching right now. So I'm going to click on that just so I don't have to pay attention because I don't have time to look at this stuff. We just have time to run them. And then you just hit deploy and your ad is up and running, right? So pretty cool, pretty easy. We're going to stop share for a minute while that loads. Who all uses StreetText right now? Oh, yay. Look at all you StreetTexters. Who all wants to use StreetText now? Yeah. Who doesn't want seller leads? Raise your hand. Yeah. D, I see you laughing. There's a 7-day free trial that Joanna is going to drop in the chat. Feel free to grab it and try it out. I'm going to tell you, though, full disclosure, the trial period, all those ads you see, they're not going to be there. I think you have like 4 to choose from. It's just like a little tester so that you can get in and check it out and see if you're going to like it, which is nice. But you're not going to see all the cool things I just showed you because that's when you go full boat. And when you go full boat, I suggest you pick option number 2. Option number 2 is the one that also gives you retargeting and also gives you ad bundles. Level 3 is gangster. Like that's what I need because I have a million different bundles going on. So anyway, the level 2 is perfect for you to do that. Level 1 doesn't have any retargeting, and I feel like everybody needs retargeting. Everybody has people on their Facebook page. Everybody has Instagram, you know what I mean? And people that follow them. So we want to get in front of all those people. Blanca, you have a question?
Yeah, I was just wondering what that next tab was, the use AI creative.
Yeah, so the next one, AI creative can create a different image for you. So it works good, but like I did it on my listings and it like redid what my listing looked like and it didn't look anything like my listing. So I don't know what it would do on this particular ad, like if it would make the map look different. I have no idea. Check it out though. The only thing you can do is turn it off if you don't like it. Like it's really no big deal. Anyway, so don't use it on your listings, but like maybe something like one of their PDFs or whatever that you're trying to do, or maybe even this one, try it on it. We'll get through Devana and Kayla's question really quick, and then I'm going to dive into the actual workflow that happens after they click the ad. Hi, Jonathan. How are you? Awesome. Okay. Jonathan is in the Zoom, and he is the StreetText founder, and he is going to be answering questions in the chat. So feel free to ask as many questions as you want. Thank you for coming. All right. So I'm going to hop back in to my StreetText. So we could talk about, yep, we want to finish that one. I'm going to go back into there. And we're going to talk about this really cool thing that's already built for you. So see this button that says edit automation? That is where you're going to edit what goes out to them, right? So they're going to get an email and a text immediately, right? So the cool thing is that you can humanize this. And when I say humanize it, I mean, make it sound like you, maybe pop a video in there. Here's my quick question right here. So this is the quick question. I just want to let you know I received your Facebook request for the property valuation of blah, 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 and I am on it. And then I talk about it, right? And then I talk about what I'm doing in the background to get that ready for them. And then I also say, hey, meet me on Facebook because I want to attract my tribe. You know, if they like Harleys or Jeeps, they're going to be my people, right? Or luxury, right? So anyway, they're going to click on that, go right to there, and then it says, are there any updates or recent renovations that I should be aware of? So sometimes they'll email me back and let me know, yes, my house is fully upgraded. I have solar. Anyway, fun fact. Almost everybody says that. Anyway, so this is the first email that goes out, right? And when you look at this, when you open up your edit automation, it's not going to look like this. It's going to look like what StreetText set up for you, which I'm not going to lie. When I first started StreetText, I didn't humanize this little funnel for a very long time, and I still got leads, and I still got appointments, and I still got listings. So you really don't have to do anything. I just think if people can see my smiling face and get to know, like, and trust me through video, which is always a good thing, then I have more opportunity of landing that appointment. So then when you scroll all the way down, so those are all emails. There's a 9-month funnel attached to this. When you scroll down, you'll see new SMS message. This goes out to them. Hi, first name. This is Julie. I work with Wendy. I see you're interested in your home's value. That's awesome. Can you tell I humanize this? Yes, I added awesome because that's how I talk, right? Is there anything specific about your home that may affect its value? New flooring, updates, landscaping, etc. So anyway, that's the first text that goes out. So you'll see all the other texts that go out there. So you'll want to, and editing these is just super easy. You're just going to click on it and make it the way you want it. Right. And so if you have, let's say you have an assistant, Joanna, and you want to call her Joanna instead of Julie, that way you don't have 50 million assistants, because at one time I had Julie, right, from StreetText. I had Sarah calling people, and Joanna is my real assistant. So people might get a little confused, or they may just think I have a big ass team helping me with all the things. So anyway, so you can program that in there and change this around here, and then just click finish editing. So this is kind of what this looks like. I have it all set up in my Notion page, where this is the first text that goes out. This is the first email that goes out. This right here is the video that is in the first email, and right here is the script to the video. So then when I pull comps, this is something that you cannot automate, right? Because you actually are doing the thing. So this one I have going out in Follow-Up Boss. So if you see this KV Core, Follow-Up Boss, if you go up here to this one, you'll see StreetText. I tagged it because that's where I send it from, right? So this one I'm sending from a CRM. Like, I use Follow-Up Boss, but a lot of people use KV Core or Lofty or whatever you're doing. So you'll make an email template kind of like this, right? And this is the video that goes in that one, and this is the video script I try to make it easy for everybody. You just copy paste that into your big view teleprompter and make your own video and pop it in here. So this basically says online values can get confusing as Redfin says your home is worth this. Yes, you're going to look it up on Redfin, put the number in there. Zillow says this, and realtor.com doesn't even know how much your home is worth. Or you can put in realtor.com's value. We dove into the MLS and see that comparable home sales are coming in between blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. See attached. I attached just a one-page CMA from the MLS. Nothing fancy, just like recent comps. But in order to get a true value of your home, I would need to see what kind of updates you did to it or haven't done and go from there. So please click my calendar link. Make sure you put your calendar link in here to pick a good day and time for me to come by, check out your home, and answer any questions you have. So this is the email that I actually have to work on, and this happens on day 2. So if you see right here, this immediately goes out, right? This email goes out of Follow Up Boss on day 2. So I love systems, can you tell? But it kind of is amazing that everything works with everything. So Follow Up Boss, I use them. Even though I have a free KV Core, I use Follow Up Boss because they have a direct integration with StreetText, which means anything I do in Follow Up Boss, anything I add automatically becomes an audience in StreetText. Right? Because I want to retarget everybody. So everything that happens in StreetText automatically is updated in Follow Up Boss. So they talk to each other. Same with Fellow. You'll be able to see like home value stuff on the side, like right inside of Follow Up Boss instead of even going to Fellow. So I could see their lead score, which means, most likely to sell, right? So I can see that. I can see how much they bought it for. I can see how much the value is.
Now, is it too long?
Excuse me? Oh, I don't think he's talking to me. Anyway, I can see, what they bought it for a long time ago, what their equity is right now. Like I can see all that right at a glance inside Follow Up Boss. If you guys want to see that, we absolutely can. But anyway, so all together, that's what I do. And then I have it all lined up. Did you get the info? So this is the next email that goes out. Did you get all the stuff, right? And then it also sends a text out. And then, will I be homeless, right? If I sell your house, will I be homeless? So then I just started popping in videos, things that I was, making for YouTube or making for retargeting. And I was like, wait a minute, these are great videos to put right into, this email campaign. So some of them come from YouTube, some of them come from BombBomb. So like you could tell this one comes from YouTube, but how do I market my own home? So I talk to people and teach them how to market their own home. And then they understand after I'm done talking about it, how easy it would be just to hire me so I could do it. So, videos like that are really good. Are we Facebook friends yet? Yeah, I reach out to them and see if we're Facebook friends because that's where I want to drive people, because I think that's when we'll actually build a relationship.
Hey, Wendy,
and then we have yes.
Real quick. At any time during your Follow Up Boss, do you turn off StreetText emails and text messages?
What do you mean? So nothing is happening through Follow Up Boss except for that one email that I have to work on.
Got it.
Right? And then Fellow, which is engaging them about their home's value.
Right. Okay.
So this automation I'm showing you is completely in StreetText. I love it right there. I love it there. That's why the tags are StreetText. And then there's the one in Follow Up Boss. So because that's the only one you can't automate. You can automate everything else.
Yeah, and that's great because then, like you said, you have a huge database. I can't imagine you trying to figure out, I have a task to do for 80,000 people.
No. Automations are gold. That's your golden ticket. And I'm still learning automations, how to do more and more of them. And it changes our life every single time we figure one out. So, Christine, you have a question?
Yeah, your Facebook friends, do you make it on your personal and your business page, or just your
No,
business?
I send them right to my personal. They don't want to see my boring business page where I post all my listings. Snore. Not everybody wants to look at my houses, but some people like to see me crawling around on a rock or riding in my Harley or taking my dog to the dog park. I don't know. I just know that if you mix it, it works so much better. So, everybody says authenticity is the key to building the best relationship. So I feel like if I send them to my personal, that's going to be the best way to do that. Because if they just go to my business one and see all my videos of the pretty houses, they may be impressed. Those are being retargeted though. Trust me, I am retargeting my listing videos in front of them on Facebook. So they're seeing that too, but I invite them to be my friend through my personal page. Devonna.
Do you have to do that that whole follow-up system every time you do a new ad, or is it?
No, that is the joy. So remember that one ad I said that works really good, but I like the "What's your home worth" better. So that ad, the video "What's my home really worth" ad, the static post "What's my home really," all those little seller ads have the same automation. You never have to redo it.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yes. You only have to do this one time.
That's awesome. Okay.
Until
I was having to do. I redid mine after every video I did, like for a listing and things like that. You have to redo them, right? For each listing.
For the listing is different. So the listing, when we post a listing, it sends them a link to the property website, which has pictures, video, 3D tours, floor plans, whatever. I send them to that property site. And then they automatically go into Follow-Up Boss and they have a tag to whatever property that is. And we set up an automation that automatically sends them to my YouTube channel to watch the drone video walkthrough. So that's what happens there. And then we set them up on a search through KV Core. Yes, we have our leads going into KV Core and Follow-Up Boss at the same time. So we set them up on a quick search in that area, similar price, similar house, right? So our listing is still in there, but now they're getting a search and they're getting new properties every day. So that's
from KV Core, right?
That is from KV Core. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Blanca.
I saw that you had Fellow and HomeBot. Do you use both?
I used HomeBot before I used Fellow. So no, it's just Fellow now. I took them off of there because I didn't want them getting mixed information. Right. So, and I thought it was going to be pretty devastating because I had a lot of people that engaged with HomeBot and loved it. And I reached out to some of my past clients and I'm like, hey, how are you liking the new system? And everybody just said, oh my God, it's so much easier to use than HomeBot. I love it. Da, 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 da. And I was like, oh, yay. They like the value. So I'm very happy with that because I was scared I would lose a lot of already engaging people when I got rid of it. But it's the opposite. I have even more people engaging. So we did that, extracting those luxury neighborhoods, right, from Mojo into Follow-Up Boss. And guess who's raising their hand? All those luxury homeowners are raising their hand because of Fellow. I didn't even think that they would start engaging with them, but now they're engaging with them too. So super cool.
Okay, just to confirm, on day 2, we're emailing them the comps or CMA. And then on day 3, are you producing another packet and dropping it off?
Right. So same day. So day 2, you're sending the email. As soon as you pull the comps, there's your comps for your mail out. We mail it now just because my dad doesn't live here and he can't drop it.
Right. That's what I'm pretty spread out too. So it's like I can't drop around all day.
Just mail out something. I have like a couple reviews in there. I have a couple pages of resources, like say they want to get their, pool done or their roof or their, flooring or whatever. Like I have a whole bunch of resources in there of people I use. Just put some good stuff in there and then, remind them that in order to get a true value of your home, I need to see your home. So let me come over. So anyway, but yes, that goes out. So as far as StreetText goes, let's talk to Jonathan. Jonathan, you want to come off mute?
Good to see everyone.
Awesome. Does anybody have any questions for Jonathan about StreetText? I know there's a lot that I just kind of dumped onto you guys. So please, this is the best opportunity to ask questions. Did we have any in the chat?
Jonathan. Oh, can I ask verbally?
Yeah.
Or I need to type it in. Hi, Jonathan. I was going to call and ask questions, but you're here, so that makes it even better. So I recently started with Lofty, and previously haven't had it fully set up, but things were going to Follow Up Boss, and which you have an integration for. Now that I have Lofty, have I gone down a path that's not supported, or can I set things up?
There's some people who are really, really good at Lofty, and you can connect to them in the insider group, like Leon, I think he uses Lofty. And so I would pick his brain and figure out what he does, and because he's pretty efficient with his time, but Zapier otherwise, if you want everything just to seamlessly go over Zapier.
Right. Same with Brooke. Brooke's asking about Go High Level, so that would be through Zapier as well.
Yes, definitely.
So Bonnie, you have a question?
I do, and it may not be right. It's for Jonathan.
Okay.
When you're running the retarget, so I've got some that I've just done area that I just market awareness. And then I've got others that goes to all of my database. Do I have to upload the same video or do two different to get them in the two different? Am I making sense?
If you have them as separate bundles.
I do have them as separate bundles.
Yeah, then you'll need those ads created individually, so that because they're different ads that can be running. Otherwise, one ad might be turning on and off and kind of colliding with the other one. And then the audiences in there are going to be unique, right? Because you got one ad that you're wanting to show to your to a specific geography, and then you have another ad that you're wanting to show to all of your leads that you've got in your database. Is that correct?
Yes. So run it twice.
Yes. Yeah. You'll two ads because they're going to have different settings for each of those ads.
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Brooke.
Hi. I'm curious about ad bundles. I'm definitely going to be creating some for sellers. So I don't know, would you want to show us, or maybe in office hours? I'm curious what an ad bundle looks like. So I'm assuming it's the first video or map to reach them. And then then I guess, how does it work? Like, how do you set up the bundle and send them more videos? Is it like, okay, so you're going to see this,
Okay, so
then the PDF, then this?
So yeah, so let's say you generate the lead from the What's Your Home Really Worth, right? Or any of those seller ones, and you have them tagged home value, right? Okay. So you can actually go in and create an audience for all home value people, right? So you create the audience for that, and then when you do your retargeting, so what I do is I start out with running the retargeting ads, and I pick that audience, right? And then I let it run. I let them all run for like a day, and then I put them into an ad bundle so that they rotate daily, so that you're not spending that much money on all of them. Because remember, I want to do you don't actually do split test on remarketing. I just have them running for one day, and then I put them in the ad bundle. But if you kind of look at this one, you can actually, let's see, video retargeting. So this was one of my first bundles that I have. I turned it off because I'm a little busy marketing 12 properties. So anyway, so I had like just a whole bunch of different stuff in front of them. So I had, the best places to play pickleball, and, here's my living in Las Vegas guide, and here's a Las Vegas luxury homes list, 5 best neighborhoods in Henderson, like pros and cons of living in Henderson. So I started just adding, these one at a time, targeting them. And, these are moving to Secrets to Sell Your Home Fast. That's one of their PDFs they offer. I throw another one in here just in case we get some more leads on that. And then, obviously I'm going to throw in my realtor seller tips. and then Las Vegas luxury, and then this is living in Henderson. So like these are rotating every day. So every day they see something from me. It's not the same thing at all. You know what I mean? So I have like 30 days of content just kind of going in front of people. And sometimes they click on it, sometimes they don't, but this is kind of how I do it. And it doesn't have to be specifically, because what happens if you just do seller, but guess what? Sellers are also buyers. So why wouldn't you do buyer and seller ads going to them? You know what I mean? Because if they are selling, then they're going to be buying, maybe not in your area, but eventually maybe you want to do a video of if you're moving out of my town. I have people.
Yes.
So, and it's funny, we did the math on our deals last year. So the year before, 90% of them were buy sell. Like they were all buy sell at the same time, right? And last year, everybody moved out of Las Vegas. So it was buy referral, sell referral. So anyway, but yeah, that's kind of how you do it. So you just run the ads so that you can, build that audience up, because you want to build it up. You can run it, all of your people in your retargeting, and you can create an audience there using a CSV file, or use Follow Up Boss that turns them right into an audience. That makes it so much easier. But anyway, you can do that and put them into StreetText so that they're an audience there. And then as far as, your Instagram and your Facebook audiences, like you should already have those made in Ads Manager. And that's the only time you need to go to Ads Manager. Seriously, that's the best part about StreetText, because Ads Manager makes me want to sweat my wrist. But I do know how to set up audiences, and we do that in VIP. So we can set them up once, and then you never have to go back in there. How exciting, right? So anyway, Mariah.
Good morning. I wanted to ask you, so with the home value ad, as many others, we have within the StreetText automatically, it starts to send them an email or a quick text, thanks you for your interest. Someone is crunching the numbers behind the scenes. At which point you start sending them videos in your follow-up. Where do you take over and kind of customize and humanize your follow-up?
Right, immediately. So that whole crunching the numbers and we're doing things behind the scenes, that one right there is, sorry, let me go back to our ads right here, edit automation. So yeah, the very first email that goes out to them is this one, which says, quick question after submission. And look at there's a video. That is immediately, I start sending them, I want them to, know that I'm a real person and that I'm working on what they asked for. So anyway, so that's what that video is all about. As far as, the next one, yes, all of my emails have videos. So
all of your follow-up emails, regardless of what you're talking about or how you're discussing, what follows after your crunching the numbers video?
Right. So that was the first one that went out telling them I'm doing the work, right? And then the second one that goes out, which goes out through Follow Up Boss. This is the pull comps email, the one I just talked about. So this is the one that goes out. And this is the one I do the work on. Remember, we put Zillow, Realtor.com, Redfin, and then I attach the CMA. So this is the one that happens after that. And then it goes back to StreetText. And it says right here, sorry, I have a lot. Right here. This was after submission, quick question. So that goes out immediately. Day 2, that the one I actually do the work on, and I make sure it's day 2 so that I have time to work on it. Because when you're getting a lot of these leads in, you don't want to say, I'll send it to you in an hour, and then you're busy showing houses and it doesn't get done. So anyway, so that one goes out first. And then this one is day 3, where it's saying, Did you receive my home valuation? Did you like what you saw? Watch my quick video to see what's next. So here's the video that goes out. To get an accurate home value, click on my calendar link to book a day and time that works best for you, for me to come personally view your home or do a video tour. So anyway, so I'm constantly sending them back to book an appointment. But that is the third one that goes out on day 3.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Sheila?
Oh, I just want to add 2 things to that, just because I think like
Okay.
you made some really good points there. So when you have those videos inside your email, sometimes we look at the videos and we think, well, how many people are watching the videos? Just having the screenshot of you in motion, think of what it's doing from a trust factor. People see something like 4,000 to 10,000 ads a day, but they only see, of those 10,000 ads, they actually only pay attention to about 200, and they recall even less. So if they see your ad on Facebook and then they click it, make a submission, and now an email is coming in with you in that email.
With a human waving at them.
And it's not just a human, but it's the same person that they saw in the Facebook business page on the top right, like left-hand corner. It's the same person all the way through. Think of what that does for the trust factor. And then if you do send that email 2 or 3 days later and you're like, hey, let me know what you think of your CMA. Don't worry if that CMA, like for whatever reason, you got super busy in appointments and someone didn't get that yet. Because if they, like, best case scenario is they write you and they say, hey, I haven't actually got that CMA. Where did it go? Then you can say, oh, no worries, here it is. Let me know what you think. And now you have a conversation started. So I think that having like what Wendy's done with putting the videos inside of the BombBomb videos inside of her automations is so smart, because you're increasing that trust factor. You're increasing the fact that people are going to recall you, they're going to see you, but then also you're giving them a reason to engage and to respond, which is ultimately what you're looking for. You're wanting to initiate a good conversation with them so you can start to serve them towards their real estate goals and needs. So awesome.
Awesome.
So back to the bundle.
This is John's coaching session right now.
Sorry. Well, do you just create those ads right in the bundle tab, or do you have to do the remarketing?
You create the retargeting. So you're going to go into remarketing. They call it remarketing, not retargeting. I got to watch my language. So you click on remarketing. It gives you all these different things that you could do, or you can do video, right? And then you're going to choose your audience. So you're going to launch the remarketing ads, right? You're going to launch those. Do as many as you want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if people see a whole bunch of ads coming at them. It doesn't really work that way. So anyway, it's all the stories in your head. But anyway, I launch a whole bunch at the same time. And then the next day I hop in and I add them to the new bundle of retargeting that I want to do. So, and the cool thing is you could split it up. You could just be like buyer bundle, seller bundle, luxury bundle. So I have all my luxury people tagged, luxury. So now I have all my luxury listings going in front of them, and how, my luxury home seller pain point videos going in front of them. So, you can talk to whoever you want. You just got to split up the audiences. But you start with the remarketing ad. You got to run that first and then build your bundle. Okay. Craig, how's it going?
Good. How you doing, Wendy? Hey, I currently use StreetText and Follow Up Boss. Do you recommend bringing your lead, doing your drip through StreetText, or bringing that lead into Follow Up Boss and running your drip through Follow Up Boss?
Right. So for my sellers, I have the whole thing going through StreetText, except for that one thing, right? Which is the one email you have to manually work on. So that one goes through Follow Up Boss. I have an email template set up on Follow Up Boss. So we just start the email template. I fill in the numbers. I attach the CMA, and boom, it's done. So that is the one I do. And then Fellow is also engaging with them. So as soon as they hit Follow Up Boss, Fellow's engaging with them about their home's value. So anyway, so those are the two things that happen outside of StreetText, but I have the whole funnel inside StreetText running because it's just easier there. They're already there. They already clicked, and so.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Blanca. Hi. You were muted.
So question is, if you're running these ads and they click on, let's say, Monday's ad and then Friday's ad, does it all like start over? Or once you click on an ad, it removes them from the or do they continuously get
They do sometimes click on your "What's my home really worth" ad, and then they click on it again. So yes, it does start over, but that's their fault for clicking on it twice. Like, they're already getting the thing. Why would they click on it again? But people do crazy things. That's why I just try to stay in front of them on a bunch of other different levels, via video, list of homes, staging tips, stuff like that. Like, you could see if they came back in, and clicked another ad. Most of the time, they came back in and clicked a different ad, and you could see, like, they clicked this ad for this listing and this listing and this listing, and they wanted another home's value. So, like, they're definitely in my retargeting because they're clicking on all my things. So, but everything has something different, except for if they clicked on the home value, yep, they start all over. But it's just kind of funny that they would do that. But they don't duplicate, though, in Follow-Up Boss. They'll still just be one person. They don't duplicate in StreetText either, right, Jonathan?
No, they don't duplicate.
Same name.
They're the same person. And then if they do come through again, there could be like numerous reasons for that. But one is that they were interested originally and they're still interested, but sometimes it's like the valley of peaks and interest goes up and down, right? Because somebody's going through the journey of making the decision that they're ready to buy and sell. And so there might be a conversation that they had in the morning, and then they see the ad and it's relevant again because they're like, yeah, I just talked to my spouse about this. And I see the home, and you know what? I want to move forward with this because I never did move forward with it before. So sometimes when you see somebody engage the first time, and then you see them engage a second or a third time, that will actually use that as a measure of how interested, or like what level of intent that person is showing. And the more times they engage, the more intent there is, the more likely you are to have that really, really great conversation that you want. Like, Heather actually just shared a perfect example of that a couple weeks ago where something just like that happened, where she had a person that came through the funnel, but then she sort of lost touch with them. And then they saw the ad again and they came in again the second time. And then boom, all of a sudden now she's working with them or her clients working with them. So that's the perfect example of using that. So watching it and then paying attention but then there are the odd person who just like to click on things. And sometimes you need to exclude them from the audience.
I know. We had one super stalker. I know. Wow. Anyway, that happens. It's social media. So Marcia had a question about cost. So for the middle program that I recommend everybody having, and then include the text messaging, because I think that's a big thing. When they can get a text and an email, because you don't know which one they're going to respond to. So I use both. It's like $210 a month, right? So if you are thinking of running like a home value ad and maybe a list of homes, right? So you can attract buyers and sellers, think $7 a day times 30 times 2, that would be a good budget, right? At first. And then as you start to do videos, you're going to want to run those in front of people, but your retargeting can be super cheap. You could do it like for $2 a day. $2 a day. That's the coolest thing about retargeting. Unless you have 86,000 leads in your database, then you're paying a little bit more because you want to get in front of more people. So, but if you have a smaller database, like, you could literally be $2 a day and get in front of everybody. So anyway, I wouldn't be too scared about that. But the thing is the last time I did my ROI for StreetText, I was at 400% ROI. So think about it. Is $210 plus some ad spend worth, getting 400% ROI? Probably. I hope that helped everybody. So go generate some more seller leads. Maybe see you in the Zoom room, and have an amazing week.